Hello and welcome to another riveting episode of Sipping Coffee with Jeff. I'm Jeff. And today we're sipping some tea because I've already had 2 cups. It's about almost 11, so been hopped up and working this morning. My daughter just got to register her first classes for college, so pretty proud about that. It was a late night freak out because the technology failed us and wouldn't let her register, but got up early, made sure she called registration, called admissions, and got that all set. So she's ready to go. Anyway, this is the podcast. I talk about anything that I want because it's my podcast. Usually we talk about AI or web design or maybe sometimes just about life. So that's what we're going to do, a little bit of all of that today. So today we're touching on brand voice. I spent some time yesterday working on my brand for Level 99 Design, which is my web design and AI automation agency. And we're relaunching, so everything is fresh. Fresh website, fresh social media. There's no followers on social media, none of that. I just kind of kicking us off organically through my personal brand and all that through here. And so I really need to take some time to build my voice, my brand voice. And so that's what I did yesterday. I sat down and I tried to work on my About Us page, and I just hated it. You know, I had used AI previously to help me come up with some ideas for the content. I fed it, what I could feed it, and it does what AI does. It's not you. It's not personal. And so yesterday I sat down and I fed it. I'm going to show you what I fed it here. So I fed it my page and I said, I don't think this page represents me or my business. Knowing everything you know about me, let's write a more personal About Us page. Now I use my AI for everything. It is my go-to for everything from grocery planning, meal planning. If I have an idea, I put it to it. If I have a problem, I put it to it. I come up with workout plans, so it knows me pretty well. But I also needed to give it a little bit more information professionally. So I said, here's my LinkedIn as well. We don't need to go into details about my history, but use my history and my reviews to share my passion for helping and passion for technology. And I linked my LinkedIn. And it went off and it wrote what I think is a beautiful About Us page. It's a little wordy, but the context and what it's saying is much more me. It's much more how I would approach it. And so I just want to read this first part here. It says, at Level 99 Design, we don't just build websites. We build momentum for businesses ready to grow. Boom. I love that as my tagline. We don't just build websites, we build momentum. That's a t-shirt. It's perfect. Founded by Jeff Bilbrey, a tech-obsessed entrepreneur with a deep background in digital media, marketing, and automation, Level 99 exists to help people cut through the noise and get real results from their online presence. After years of running successful media companies, managing SEO and marketing campaigns, and diving headfirst into the world of AI and automation, Jeff saw a huge gap in the web design world. Endless delays, bloated budgets, and websites that looked good but didn't actually work. That's where Level 99 was born, a way to bring modern, high-performance websites to life quickly, clearly, and without the BS. That is exactly my company. It is exactly the voice that I want to say, and it's exactly the market that I want to capture. So this was perfect. So it goes into why we exist, and it gives a little bit about what we do. Transparency, speed, heart, right? And it even came up with a little quote from me. Sounds like I wrote it. I've spent my career helping businesses use technology to make life easier and more profitable. Level 99 is more than a design studio. It's my way of helping people cut through the overwhelm and show up better online and grow with confidence. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start seeing progress, let's talk. It's not exactly how I would phrase it, but it is pretty close. And that's exactly the message that I want to share with the local small businesses, right? So I said, I like it. Can you break down what you used to come up with it? I was curious. What parts of me went into building this About Us page? And this is how you could approach this for you as well. Give it some information and then ask it, how did you come up with that? Tell me exactly why you think that I'm that way. Be specific and let me know how it influenced you. So it comes out. Here's a breakdown exactly what influenced the tone, structure, and content of the new Level 9 Design About Us page and how I tailored it specifically for you and your brand. Your personal brand and voice. Our prior chats, your podcast, Sipping Coffee with Jeff, because it does all of my transcribing and promotional. So it has all of my voice from all of my podcasts I've done, which is a huge wealth of knowledge for an LLM. Your work on Detroit Sports Nation and your overall tone. How it influenced me. You're straightforward, helpful, and real. Never openly or overtly corporate or salesy. You're someone who wants to cut through the fluff and help people move faster and smarter. So the tone of the copy is conversational but still polished. No jargon or fluff, focused on real value without the BS. Perfect. Example, we don't just build websites, we build momentum for businesses ready to grow. That line echoes how you talk about real impact, not just deliverables. 2, your background and experience. So this is where it delved into my LinkedIn. Source, your LinkedIn profile plus prior business ventures, because again, I use this for everything. It actually helped me structure my previous marketing agency. It helped me build out Detroit Sports Nation and all the different blogs that go along with that. How it influenced me. You have years in media, marketing, and automation, strong history of helping clients build something meaningful, a unique blend of technical know-how and business empathy. So I built trust by positioning you as someone who's been there, done that, isn't new to this game, understands both what works and what small businesses actually need. Example, after years of running successful media companies, managing SEO and marketing campaigns, and diving headfirst into AI automation. Kind of a summary of where I've been. Sounds like it shows your experience without sounding like a resume. It builds authority without through storytelling. So that goes on. Your source or your Strengths Finder results. So years ago, I took a Strengths Finder's survey. Thing is like black magic. If you've ever taken one, it is insane how well you take like 200 questions and they ask them in different ways, different whatever. And it tells you your strengths, who you are as a person. Mine is harmony, relator, empathy. Then there's harmony, relator, empathy. I'm trying to think of what my other strengths were there. But it used those primarily. My family values, my low pressure sales mindset, and your approach to client success. I framed Level 99 as a company that cares deeply about its clients, not just its projects or paychecks. We care about your business like it's our own, which is exactly the way I position all of my companies. Is when you join me, I'm actually joining your team. I'm a part of your team. I'm a part of your success. Also, the Jeff quote reflects in this personal connection. It shows heart and positions you as a partner, not a vendor. Now, a key thing to note here is one of the things that I learned and I talked about in yesterday's podcast is not getting bit by customers. And when you walk this line, when you bring personality, personal care into an individual client, you walk a very dangerous line that could potentially lead to you being overinvested in your client. And it could lead you to make decisions based on emotion instead of business decisions. And that is a very tough lesson to learn. It's a very hard one to reconcile for somebody who is a relator, which I am. I'm a builder relator. And, but it is a lesson I learned. I will invest myself. I will give everything I have to my clients. But there will be a line that I have to draw between taking calls at 11 p.m. when the time is for my family, and making you a priority the first thing the next morning. It's a lesson I had to learn. So anyway, my business model, speed plus strategy. Your 5-day website process, your automation AI strategy, and concern about making price transparent and approachable. How it influenced me? This copy highlights the speed and value of your service, calls out 5-day builds and automation as differentiators, keeps structure simple so busy business owners can skim and say, yes, this is what I need. Our goal is always the same: deliver clean, strategic solutions to help you grow fast. I love that. I love everything about this. What I know about your ideal clients. Your typical customers are small business owners, local service providers, and people who feel overwhelmed with tech and marketing. Absolutely. 100%. That's exactly who I want to help. I'm not interested in a big client. I'm not interested in a big company that you are just going to be another vendor that will be thrown in the cattle cage and tossed out when they find the next best price. How it influenced me: the page was written to reassure, clarify, and motivate action, not just explain. I wanted them to feel like, finally, someone who gets what I'm dealing with. This guy's not here to waste my time, and this sounds like a process I can trust. So I use clear benefits, no tech overwhelm, direct CTAs like build something that actually moves your business forward. Now, guys, this is something you could use as an audit as well. I can take this, ask the client, what is your brand voice? What do you think your brand voice is? Take that all down in an intake form. Take their website, take all their social media platforms, feed it into the system. And that now becomes a very valuable feedback tool to say, are you true? Here's what your brand voice truly is. Does it match what you think is your brand voice and how you're marketing yourself? A lot of times it's not. A lot of times people think they're representing themselves one way, and it's completely different. So, summary: tone, my voice and communication style is conversational, honest, and supportive. My authority, story-driven credibility. A lot of times here, you also want to bring in social proof. So you got your reviews, your Trustpilot, things like that. Empathy, it brings in my strength finder, client care, personal helpful language is the influence. So anyway, it goes through this. Now, I said here, this is the key. I said, let's use this across the brand. I love it. I'm going to give you a page I'm working on. You're going to help me adopt this, help me to update the copy. I'm also going to use it in my social brand because I need to create a brand kit. It's like, great, I'm glad you like it, and just let me know when you're ready. So as I was laying in bed last night, well, first I started to update my About Us page. I took some of it, and it was a little wordy, and you could see, let's see, where did I put it here? I got a million tabs open. Of course I do. Okay. So I started to update my About Us page. This was some more information it took. I built this graphic in Canva, and then it said, here's some feedback on that. Maybe add some movement, whatever. So I'm playing with the idea, right? And then I said, had that big block of text, if you remember here. I said, this is too much. Let's break that down a little bit and give me a concise vision and mission statement. And so it did. It gave me, my vision is to empower small businesses with fast, modern, and high-performing digital experiences that drive real growth without the fluff. And my mission is to cut through the noise of traditional web design by delivering strategic, no-nonsense websites and marketing solutions that actually work. We move fast, build smart, and help businesses turn ideas into momentum. Perfect. I love that. It really concisely, without making it sound robotic or anything else. So I have that right here right now. And then I'm breaking it down into my values: transparency, speed, heart, and this one's just a stock. I haven't gotten there yet. None of the photos have been updated or anything like that. This is just a standard block in Elementor, by the way. You could definitely take pieces, and it helps streamline. You don't have to sit here and build these 5 boxes, whatever. So I might stick with this. I might not. And I kind of like this down here where I started to play with the idea of putting in my services into these large blocks. But if you look, when it goes into large mode, it blows it out. So I got to really work with my containers and bring that in. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I went through and then I did some, I said, all right, so here's what I'm thinking. Took some screenshots of it and I feed it into my GPT and I say, all right, here's where we're at. What do you think? Give me some ideas because I'm kind of stuck. This is kind of what I'm thinking. And it gives me a section by section breakdown of how I can improve that design, which I'm going to work on here in a little bit. But then, so I work on that image. This is where I get to the point. I'm okay. So it suggested I put in, it originally was a lot of text. So I try here. I got a serious phone picture, look at this. So I like it, but I fed it. I'm like, what do you think about this? Could you build, because they just released a lot of image models in GPT. I'm like, can you do something with this image? Can you make it better? Look at this mean mug. It made my nose wider. I got more of an angry face here. I don't know if it improved my hairline at all, but it added some words. And this is what's really cool about this. The words are good. Like, I don't know if you've ever used GPT to create images, but it actually has words now, letters that are right and whatever. So there's some work that could be done here. I'm not using that at all, ever. So I took it and I built my own, which, I kind of like, but I'm a little too serious here. It liked it because it says, you're locked in, whatever. But I like the idea. I like the black accent here. I like the boldness of this. So I took that. I asked it a little bit. At first I was like, well, let's see if we can make this thing do a Lottie animation on its own. Create the JSON. Lottie, if you don't know, is a moving graphic. That's all it is. It's like a GIF, but it's very low file size, and you could do a lot with it. It can't. Short story. You need to use something like After Effects and then export it using this other plugin. Way too much work. I'm not doing it. So I took and I built this one, which I really like. I like the thoughtfulness of the picture. I used duotone, really made this pop with some yellow. So I'm using this across my brand. I'm going to use it in different spots, and I'm going to use very similar design for other social images. So it's like, that's a big upgrade. Here's some things you could do with it. I asked it, I'm using Elementor just by chance. Is there a way that I could animate if I just use that background image and then wanted the text to be animated? Again, just trying to keep everything in the build. I know that there's some built-in Elementor functionality that could do that. So that's what it does. It just gave me some quick options. You can see how my ADHD works here. I went down a rabbit hole, back out of that. I made it a GIF. So this is what it looks like with movement. I like it. I do. I just don't know where I'm going to use it like that. So that's kind of where, if you look on the page here, this is a video that does that. Might stick with it. It's kind of cool. I'm also going to look into Slider Revolution. That might be able to replace that much better. Okay, so I get through that. And last night, as I'm laying down, I wish this had timestamps. I said, oh my God, what if, because I have a habit of doing that, I go down a rabbit hole. What if I lose its context window? What if I talk to it too much and it forgets the brand voice that we just created? So I got up real quick with my app. I'm like, hey, create a document I could use to inform you if your context window closes or any other LLM of my brand voice. So I can actually take this now and plug this into my automations, and it's going to create much better output. So it comes up and it creates this document right here. And I love this. I'm going to show you, instead of showing you here, I copied it and I put it into a new document. And it's got, let's move me over here. It's got a really nice outline. I could quickly go through this. So it outlines my core statement. We don't just build websites. We build momentum for businesses ready to grow. Brand personality, right? It lays it all down there. My voice characteristics, my influence on it, my mission statement, my vision statement, taglines or phrases. I really like these. This one here is a great one for marketing. Real solutions, fast results, built with purpose. We build momentum. Launch in 5 days, no BS. Let's build something that moves your business forward. Boom. There's going to be my core messaging as we build out ads later this week. I'm going to be using those in some ad creative. Brand content style for websites, blogs, and social media. Open with impact. Start with a headline that stops the scroll and hooks the reader. Use short paragraphs and clean formatting. Lists are preferred when outlining benefits or features. Always clarify the value of the reader. Include empathy through topics, energy and action topics, and authority and technical topics. That's also going to feed right into Google and what Google's asking for with Google Eat, right? What we avoid: corporate speak or overly formal language, technical jargon without explanation, vague benefit statements, we can help you grow, which needs to be followed by how, cookie cutter templates. Visual direction: clean, bold typography, yellow and deep purple as primary colors, bold plus creative energy. I like that. As you see, I really like the purple. I tend more towards a blue, but I'm going to force myself to kind of take that advice and see what it says. Use real authentic photography, Jeff at work, client projects, real moments, modern layout with motion where possible, typical client profile, it lays that out, and then services snapshot. This is just kind of a, here's what our services would look like. So I can build on this document. I can continue to add to it as a Bible or, core principles of my company to inform other large language models or anything else that I do for my company. So this was very valuable to get into. I used it to establish my Facebook page. So I created this, let's move me down here. I created this simple cover page, which Facebook, their compression is horrible. I'm going to try and make this like double or triple the size and put it in here and see if it gets it any crisper. But you see how it blurs? Like that's not it's crisp. That's a crisp image, and it's set to the size that they require for a cover photo. But I know, kind of like Retina, you want to go double with the size. So we'll give that a shot, see if it clears it up. I've tried it before and it hasn't been. Really crisp logo. I haven't posted anything, but I will be kicking that off this week, along with I'm going to have a Threads, an Instagram, and a TikTok for my videos and what we're doing here. So I don't know if I'll get to setting all those up this week. That might be a next week thing. This week is all about getting the website kind of dialed in to where it needs to be. But that was a very successful day yesterday. I really, I didn't get as much output as I wanted because I had some grocery shopping to do and blah, blah, blah. I did go to the gym. That was awesome. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think the output that I did through my thought process and getting that voice documented and really zeroing in on my North Star statement and what I'm trying to do with this company was way more valuable than outputting HTML pages. I could do that all day. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get back on life for a minute. See if we can update you on that. I'm kicking ass. You cannot be shy about it. You have to embrace and be a little happy for yourself sometimes. So I weighed myself in today. I had set a goal at the beginning of March to lose 10 pounds, and I was at 250. I weighed in today at 240. I wanted to get under 240 to 239. Again, for those that don't know, I started at December 1st at I thought it was 289, but it was 279.8, so 280. A big boy. 43 or 44% body fat. Today I weighed in 36.5% body fat, 240 pounds. So onward and upward. I got a goal that I'm trying to hit. I want to be under 220 by June. We'll say mid-June. So we're doing it. I'm going to the gym. We went to the gym yesterday, me and my son. And it's, I was a little bummed out because for 2 weeks, he really wasn't into going to the gym. He doesn't like being sore. And he just joined basketball on Wednesday, so he didn't want to jeopardize that. But he went with me yesterday. We did leg day. It was horrible. And Horrible, no good, terrible day. But it was good to get in there and get a good workout in, and I'll be trying to go to the gym. My schedule, not my son's schedule, is 5 days a week. I want to be in the gym, either doing some level of cardio or lifting 3 days a week, and getting my sauna and hot tub time and cold plunge time in to relax. And it's good to hold yourself accountable to those goals. So I'll keep you updated as we move forward, let you know how those goals are going. But, staying focused. I came back from my vacation with a goal to really focus in on my business and get this thing rolling. We're on pace for that. And I also wanted to make sure I got to the gym. And so I did. And now it's just a matter of staying consistent. And this helps. This conversation with you and I don't care if anybody watches it or not. This helps me. And so that's why I continue to do it. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button down below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, head over to Sippin' Coffee with Jeff. Click that like button. You can also check out the Level 99 Design Facebook page. Click like on that. And I'll share the socials in the description once I establish them. They're not there yet. The Facebook page is, but it's profile.php ID 615. It's not I haven't gotten there yet, but I will. And just drop a comment. Did you like what you saw? Or how are you going to use this in your business to improve your client's experience if you're in the design world? If you're not in the design world, you could use this same principle for yourself. Run this same experience for yourself if you're in business for yourself, or even not business. Think about how you're presenting yourself to your companies that you're working for if you're an employee. Is that truly how you want to be represented? Here's what I'm doing. You may have past reviews, you may have whatever. You may be able to work with that to audit yourself as well. What is your brand voice? All right, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.